because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. No, Satan is defeated in space. The free people in the solar system are rejoicing, but they are very worried about their companions still on earth. And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the women which brought forth the man-child, and to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, and that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time and times and a half a time from the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth, and the woman with the woman, and went to make war with the remnants of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. No, the Doma are the women that brought forth the man-child. Notice here that she is given what is obvious even to the most hardened skeptic, an aircraft to transport her in. As for the last verse, sorry guys, Jesus wasn't even a zygote in the test tube when these events occurred. Revelation 13:1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like to a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority. And I saw one of these heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. No, this is from chapter 13. It is not part of the Great War, but rather it is retelling of an earlier conflict between 2 peoples on the earth. It details the events that lead to Satan's ascension to power. The giveaway here is a single wounded head. There is a Sumerian stela which depicts this exactly. It is part of the battle between Tiamat, Leviathan, and her descendants. Revelations 14. And I looked, and behold, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000 having his father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the 4 beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. These are they which are not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of God. Note, this entire chapter has been heavily edited by early patriarchal writers. It is a mixture of truth and fantasy. The lamb is a symbol of Isis. As for the 144,000, I have already shown you that many more than this were removed from earth. What they are trying to imitate here were the Elohim women who were of the Doma, virgins. Notice that not defiled with women, whenever you see messages such as this, it is an instant giveaway that men have had a go at the scriptures. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of water. And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, the great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they had no rest day or night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God, saith, and the faith of Jesus. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Write, Blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, saith the Spirit, they that may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. The proceeding was added by later writers. If you see anything of value in it, feel free to use it. Jesus, however, was not yet born. 14. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, Thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. And he that sat on the clouds thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, Thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of God. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horse bridles, by the space of 1,600 furlongs. Here is a clue as to who really fought this war. The sickle is a weapon of the goddess. It is a weapon based upon the shape of the crescent moon. It was the standard weapon used by Amazon societies in the ancient world. The rest of Revelations is largely a rehash of the story, with an overt attempt to demonize women in the process. They also try to blast fornication as the vile act of touching a woman at every opportunity. It has been so heavily edited as a piece of patriarchal